Hello everyone, welcome back to the Raw Report after a little break ahead of the start of the season, but we are well and truly into it. A fantastic round one away against Benalla with 6 wins, a draw and a loss. We'll quickly run through the results before we get the great Ben Davey on to have a chat about his expectations for the year ahead as well as his journey at the Seymour Football Netball Club. So quickly getting to those results, the GMCU under 15s went down 12 to 51. The Treble Shed under 17s got up by 13 goals. The O'Sullivan Builders B Reserve, they had a win by 17 goals. In the Seymour Hardware Group B grade, it was a big margin there with Seymour getting the chocolate 71 to 17. And the Beer Auto Group A grade kicked off their campaign with a win, getting over the line 57 to 28. On the football side of things, the under-18s had a ripper match, but they ended up sharing the points with Benalla, 56 all in the Janelle Pooper Real Estate thirds. The Kilmore Ford Reserves got up by 21 points. Jack Radford continued his fine goal-kicking form from season 2025. And the Seymour Club Seniors, they came out firing and got a comfortable win there, 109 to 56, with Riley Mason booting 8 goals and Jack Murphy racking up possessions at will. So a fantastic start to the season. In other news, we're very excited to announce that the Raw Report now has a sponsor. So this is a sponsored podcast, and that is thanks to the magnificent team at Seymour IGA and Liquor. So we're delighted to have their support. Make sure you shop local, support our fantastic local IGA. They've got some very delicious deli goods there that they change up most days, and it can be hard to walk past them in the morning. So thank you very much to Seymour IGA and Liquor. A fantastic start for the Lions. We're heading off to Deakin Reserve this Saturday. And without further ado, let's have a chat with Ben Davey. We're sitting here with Ben Davey. He's tried to evade us for quite a while, but we've managed to lock him down. He is the current senior co-coach of the Lions, joining us after a very successful, flawlessly executed game plan in round one. A life member of the Lions, more than 200 senior games, premierships quite a while apart in 1991 and 2005, but he still looks the same today. Reserves premiership coach in 2006, and now the longest serving coach in Lions history. He's also had plenty of coaching experience at a higher level in junior pathways through the Murray Bushrangers and at the top level with North Melbourne. Ben Davey, welcome to the Raw Report.
Thanks, Mitch. Good to be here. Looking forward to it.
Me too. Round one. Talk us through how that went down. A nice win. Any feedback from the day?
Oh, yeah, it was a glorious day at Benalla. I think we had 6 out of 8 teams win, 1 draw. Only 1 loss to the poor 15 netballers, but the footy was really good. Beautiful day. Under 18s were super in bits and pieces. The reserves scratched together a team and still won. I think there was only 8 players that played in last year's premiership.
Right.
So that was a fair old effort. And then the senior group were really good. I was wrapped with the effort, and Murph was too. Just to, you sort of know what you've got in a team, but then to see it actually come out and put all the toys in place, and it was brilliant, yep.
And Riley Mason, how many is he going to kick this season?
He'll kick a lot. He will kick a lot. Yeah, he's exciting. Yep, he's just so good to watch now. I'm scared to say, but he might be maturing a little bit.
Oh, that's taken long enough. What about across the board? We're just sitting here in the coach's room, a few to come back in as well, which must be exciting.
Yeah, it is good, yeah. But that means that we're still giving our young local guys a chance. So on the weekend we had 3 18-year-olds play and 1 19. So Dill Davis, Jesse Brock, Jackson, Mansfield and Benny McCarthy all played and played well, did their jobs really well. So that's exciting. And then all all the mainstays. Jack Murphy was outstanding as always. And then through the middle, Dill Cook was terrific to see him. And Nick Quigg, they worked together beautifully. They were competing against each other pretty hard, though, for possessions. And then, Maso down forward. And Huey Jones across the back half was just brilliant. But I could go through the whole lot. The Giles boys were brilliant. Yeah, it was just a
very exciting.
Jaron Murphy's first game and had leather poisoning, so it was great.
Only ways down from here. And well done to Lachlan Waite. The academy's paid off with a few of the thirds boys, and now he's just departed the scene. But well
fly
done.
In, fly out player.
To Sprocket. Yep, we'll get 5 games in him. Now, let's go back and forget about how well things are going after 1 week of 2026. We'll look at Ben Davey growing up. And as we've mentioned, he's still a bronzed, very fit and beautiful man. We've sort of been through your resume. Did you think back perhaps in the late 80s you'd achieve all those things and have the temperament to be a senior coach one day?
Probably not. No, probably not. As a young fellow, I probably wasn't. I didn't listen to a lot of my coaches. But you go through phases. My junior footy, I definitely idolised my coaches. Had a couple of rippers.
Then what happened?
Then sort of Craig Zotti got me for a bit. No, Zots was really good. And then my first senior coach, he was probably Russell Cole, who's probably a fair reason why I coach Seymour now, but was a ripper. And then I had some good coaches. But I probably didn't pay attention to a lot of them. But then as you get older, I think having a family and kids, I always correlate family in a big way to coaching. It's very, very similar. Yeah, that's probably what got me going.
And your kids don't make any mistakes, so coaching must be easy.
We're not talking about kids.
So, playing days.
Yes.
How would you describe yourself as a player? We know you must have been all right, but you're a bit before my time, unfortunately. A life member, those 2 senior premierships. How would you describe yourself? How would your teammates describe you? And just bearing in mind that some of your current players might be listening.
Correct, yes. So I was very coachable. Very coachable.
Yeah.
But no, I went through as a junior, I was hopeless. I was a back pocket, full back, interchange, not much chop at all. And then got better probably the time I was 16. Just started trying a bit harder and training very hard because I wanted to be better. I won the bottom major. I won the under 18 best and fairest. Missed the first 5 games, and that was probably where I really got going a bit. But I used to see. So Jono, those boys were a bit older than me. So I used to watch how hard Jono trained. So as much as Jono used to play up, he was a very, very hard trainer. And that probably set me on the way a bit. Getting going there. And probably as a player, when I started playing, I just played off a half-back flank for Russell, first 10 games. And then the following year was the premiership year. And it was probably Rob Peterson probably put me on the straight and narrow a little bit there. Got me under and said, there's a spot there. If you do this, do this. So he sort of dangled the carrot and got me in there. I was just same thing. I just tried my arse off. I wasn't anything special. And just got a job done, played a role.
Common theme with Chris and Jono and Ben all saying they were pretty crummy juniors and hard work gets you places rather than talent, which sounds annoying.
I say that one a bit. Yep.
91, you said you're very young, and you do look quite young in the premiership photos. What was it like winning a flag at that very young age, and some of the characters that you got to share the field with back then?
That was brilliant. Yeah, it was. There was one hell of a week afterwards. I remember that. It went for a week, like a serious week. We had trips to Melbourne, went to Parliament House. We
met the governor.
I can't remember that bit, but there's a photo of me and Jono with Jeffrey Kennett in the pub. We had a great time. Jono was leading the charge as always. He was great fun. Although as long as you're on the right side of him.
Yes. Won't go there.
No, it was brilliant. Yeah, there's a lot of strong characters in that team. Like Mardo, obviously, was a strong force, but there was just jokers everywhere. Like Ian Baker, my God, just would not stop, would not shut up. Stewie Locke doesn't shut up. And there was some hard blokes in there. Like that was one thing that there were so many locals who were just. Malcolm Williams was hard and tough as a tomcat's head. And I've heard a few talk about Darren Comey, and he had to be seen to be believed. He played in an era where full-backs could pretty much do whatever they liked to full forwards. And he was just kicking bags and bags, and he could just smash packs open. Like he was fearless. And then the other thing was, like, these full-backs would bite, scratch, kick, punch, and he was very accommodating if they wanted to have a go. He was very accommodating.
They don't make men like that anymore, do they?
No, they don't, no.
So then you enjoy yourself for the week. You have win a senior best and fairest in 1996. There's some lean years in amongst there, but then you pop your head up with another senior flag in 2005, 14 years after your first. Had you given up by then on winning another one, and does the weight make it all that much more sweeter?
Well, I remembered it a lot better after the celebrations, because I really wanted to take them in, and it was very, very sweet, because I probably had, we heard Shotty talk about the reunion last year, how lean those years were in between. Like, I reckon Shotty in his first 150 would have been lucky to have won 30 games. Like, it was tough going through that late 90s. And Glenn Cole coached us for 5 of those years. It was really, and I was pretty beaten up, my body, by, I think it was 2002 and 3. I didn't even play. I think I played the first game of the season under Coxie, and I played the last game in 2003 under Shotty, because my shoulders were shot, and I didn't think I'd keep going. And then Stevie Daniels rocked up and was very convincing, as he is. And so I played 2004, which was brilliant, and then 2005 was obviously fantastic, and culminating in that flag, which was very special.
And we were probably neighbours around that time, and I don't remember you breaking anything, so that's good news. You must have been very responsible.
Very.
Then 2006, so the next year, the body must have really packed it in.
Did.
And everything's in a very strong position. The seniors win again, and you end up coaching the reserves that year. So how'd that come about, stepping into coaching straight after playing?
I think Stevie was trying to push me sideways.
I
wasn't having a bar of it. So I played the first 10 in the seniors in 2006, and had been coaching. It had been working really well. I was enjoying it. And then I played the next game in the reserves, and I smashed my leg to pieces, like really bad. And that was the end of it. But then, I was lucky that I had a really good coaching group with me. I had Jared O'Sullivan and Craig Zotti.
Who was good cop, bad cop in there?
Who do you reckon's the bad cop?
Jared.
Oh, come on. Zotz is the bad cop. That was great. So with those two together, we had a great year. Even though I couldn't play the back half, and we won the flag, we had a really good group. Same again. We were so strong at that time. We'd been playing. I think we lost. Lose the 04-05 reserves flag, but and for that sort of 6 years up to 2010, like, we won a couple more. We were very strong in the reserves. We had good depth. Yeah.
Bit like now, we've just got to take it into the top end.
Yep.
Any stories from that golden era?
That golden era.
Yeah, the 5, 6, 7.
Oh yeah, they were.
Jono's still floating around.
Jono's still floating around. Yeah. There was some very good parties in that group as well. Matt Hurricane Collins is at the top of the list there. He's very, very good. He enjoyed a wrestle at the end of the night always.
Right.
Yeah, and him and our current vice pres a couple of times, would be cuddling each other around the floor of the football club.
That's better than Tomo wrestling the road like he's been doing recently.
Poor bugger.
And we've got a reunion
Yes.
coming up for that, so that must be exciting. You're getting the troops back together?
Yeah, they're all ready to go. I can't think of the game. It's June, is it? Oh.
Yeah, that sounds as
Yeah,
good
they're all
as
ready
any.
to go though. Yeah, they're all over it. So we've got that'll be a great little day, same as last year. Yep, got a few in a row now. It's good.
Yes, that was fantastic in there.
Yeah,
And the local boys were hanging off every word, so that was good to see. I think it made them hungry to
I think you're right.
stick tough. It was a bit worried they were going to not pay much respect there, but they hung off every word. They'll do it again this year. And Brooksy,
like I said about
unbelievable.
Shoddy, he I think he was 27 when he won his first flag. I think 27 or 28, yeah. And then they come with a rush. And before that, like I said, he'd won maybe 30 of 150 games. So it turns around real quick when it comes. You've got to be on board. Yeah.
Let's hope for the Bombers yet.
Yeah.
Your coaching journey before you come back here. So, as we've touched on, Bushrangers, North Melbourne.
Yep.
Talk us through a bit of that. You would have picked up some great knowledge and worked with some really good footballers through those years, I imagine.
Yeah, very lucky, yeah, I was. Before that, though, I reckon where some of my best coaching happened was herding cats as Auskick coordinator for 5 years.
Ouch.
From 2007 to 2011, I think.
Any prodigies come through the Ben Davey Auskick Centre?
They sure did. So that was, they all ended up playing for Seymour, or I farmed a few in, don't worry about that. Even through juniors, yeah. So Sammy Durham was, in there. And
He would have been like herding cats, I would imagine.
He was a good little boy. Yeah, lovely little boy.
Like
Chico
his brother.
Like his brother, yeah. Well, and his brother was there as well, yes, absolutely. Yeah. And then, and St Mary's as well, where we coached. I was lucky. St Mary's at that stage was on fire for good parents involved who were good footballers. Yeah, really good. So, and their kids coming through, like a lot of them are playing senior footy now here. Yeah, it was really good. Yep. And then so at the same time I was at St Mary's, I was doing some stuff for the Bushrangers, assistant coaching there in a few different roles, and assistant coach at Vic Country under 18. So it's really good when you're involved with those guys and then you see them go somewhere. Even like it's not just playing AFL footy, but you see them playing all over the state, country league, VFL, Melbourne footy. And they're all great guys. They all say good day to you when you see them. And so that Cobram last week, Sam Beasley, has a chat with him. Like they're everywhere. So it's a good system. It's really good. And then you see some of the Bushrangers that go on, and I was involved in. We lost the grand final in 16. And there was, between the rookie draft and the real draft, there was 10 guys drafted, which was incredible. So out of that grand final, there was also 11 out of Sandringham. So, it's a pretty good system. People will bag it and everything, but the guys at the top end are well worth being in that system. And then off to North Melbourne after that for a couple of years, which was... It was just such a great experience. I was lucky enough so I was assistant coach in the VFL team, but then I was like assistant forwards coach in the AFL team. And they just basically said, because I wasn't getting paid a whole lot of money, that I could have as much access as I wanted. I said, yeah, no worries. So being lucky enough to work for myself, I was there all the time, just getting as much info and learning as much as I could, and I really enjoyed it, soaked it all up. Worked with a guy there who made me see football completely differently to what I'd been looking at for the rest of part of my life. And probably, that's where I really thought, I like this. I do like this. And he left. He's gone back to Western Australia. He coaches the Western Australian under-18 program now. He was a ripper, Ben Dyer. Great fella. Yeah, and it's good now because we were working with so many young guys at North Melbourne in 2018-19 who are now like the staples of North Melbourne. So Nick Larkey and Cam Zerha were the forwards then we were working with, and LDU was a real quiet, shy guy. Jai Sinkin was already there, and I'd worked with him at the Bush Rangers, so it was a really, really good group, And I'm wrapped to see him going so well now.
And they'll just, following retirement or delisting, slide straight into Seymour's team?
Yeah, they'd love to come, as long as there's got to be a bit of incentive, unfortunately, for those sort of guys.
More fundraising.
Yes,
Lovely.
exactly.
Yeah. And just seeing players at that level, obviously around country footy and people, you see like Mesa on the weekend who's a class above. What do you think sets those players apart at the top level? You see them come through the junior pathways. Is there a quality you can pinpoint that you see in players and know they've got what it takes to go to the next level?
Yeah, definitely. So at the younger level, it's always the talent that catches your eye. So it's the clean hands, it's the zero fumbling, the nice kicking, the skill level type stuff. But then also, like there's a difference with guys with it's a bit of speed and power. They can do things that other players can't. So most people see it with their eye. You can see someone who's above a level. The problem is when you see in our football, there's a massive difference between Golden Valley football and VFL football even.
Yeah.
Like it's huge. So someone who's a key back or a key forward in our league isn't necessarily a key forward or back in VFL football. They'll be too small, so they don't fit that module. So they've got to step down. So then all of a sudden they fall into a target. They're big, but they're not quick enough to play a smaller role. So it's really hard. And people always say it's like coming from a lower league to Golden Valley, or it's the same type of thing. It's like the step up can always catch you out. Yeah.
And now you're seeing 195 centimetre midfielders running around the AFL everywhere.
Yeah.
Makes it pretty tough.
Well, have a look at the height on Nick Quigg and Dill Cook. Like they're 6'1", Like they're big boys now.
We'll keep them. That's fine.
Yes, exactly.
Then in 2020, return to Seymour.
Yes.
Good year, that one.
Yeah.
Was that something you'd always wanted to do, come back to Seymour and coach? Was that in the plan?
Yeah. Well, not necessarily, but it sort of grew on me a bit, mainly because they kicked me out of North Melbourne. Yeah.
That'll do it.
And I said to Cliffo and Jace, I said, how about I come and, give you a hand. I said, how about you do it?
Yeah, you guys bugger off, I'll take the reins.
Yeah, so, because I knew, well, my boys, the twins, I knew they've got a great group around them all through junior footy. And I'd coached their interleague team, so I'd dragged a few over in Ragoni and a few of these other boys, the Nug Beatty, and we just keep pulling a few over, and then the Assumption connection. So there was a great group here, and I just thought I just wanted to make sure that ongoing Seymour Footy Club was a great place for the community and young guys and girls to grow up in and around. So, so the coaching part was always, it was probably when Russell Cole, I remember thinking, when he died and they had the funeral here in the rooms, and I thought, that's probably, because I remembered what he did for me, and I just thought, I want to do that.
That's pretty special, and I think
he's a special guy,
and the same sort of feeling, obviously not the same circumstances, but as we said with that reunion, when you see people you've grown up admiring doing those sorts of things, it makes you want to get involved for sure.
Yeah, bloody oath. Yep.
Then the COVID period, that would have been very fun. Those years all sort of blur into one, but we were quite good at that time.
Very good. Yeah.
So how was the little COVID window?
It was strange because we put so much work into the 2020 season, and then it was just ripped away pretty much. And then it's sort of just drifting around what's happening, what's not happening. It almost felt like we did about 4 pre-seasons in 2 years for, 11 games. And I think because we were so young, and guys had missed so much and we trained so hard, when it started in 2021, we went like we'd been shot out of a cannon. It was really impressive. But it was something that probably a lot of clubs that year, because they hadn't played footy for sort of almost 2 years, there were so many soft tissues as it went on, and I think by round 9 we were almost struggling to get 2 teams together. I think we won our first 9 and we dropped our last 2, and then the season ended.
We were nearly on top, I think.
We were equal.
We blame Daniel McClarty. He got a few goals kicked on him late in the season, I think, that cost us.
Well, that was a young fellow who got drafted and is playing at Richmond now. He was playing as a 17-year-old, I think. Tom Brown from Marutna in our last game here. Yeah, turned it on. Yeah.
Might have been a reality TV star that got away from Macca that day, perhaps at Marutna.
Oh, well, he might have been.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll claim to fame for both of them, I guess.
Yes.
So we get through COVID.
Yes.
2023, that was a pretty good year, but probably didn't end the way we wanted.
Yeah.
Had a great home and away season, then out in straight sets. What do you take away from that year? Bit of pain, maybe.
There was a lot of pain. Yeah, there was a lot of pain at the time. It was a good season. It was really was well run. We were strong, but there was definitely signs probably the last 3 weeks coming in where we'd been so strong and hard for so long, we were just tailing off, and you could see it. Younger guys were getting a bit tired. Older blokes had some niggles. You know, it just wasn't quite as strong as it had been like a month earlier, six weeks earlier. And that hurt. Yeah, but it was also good to see for all those guys to see what you need. Like it's a different, like finals is completely different. Getting there is one thing, and it's great, but the real season starts once you're in there. Yeah.
And start of 2024, I can't go past this. I think Tatura had a difficult year, but they won one game across the grades in the football. It was round 1 in the seniors against us. Tom Davey.
Played well that day. Played very well.
Did play well. 30 seconds to go.
Yep.
Takes a mark 20 metres out directly in front.
Yes.
Then what happened? How'd you go with that?
Can't recall.
Right. If Jason Dunstall was here, he would have blown a gasket.
He would have, yes. Yeah.
So, we'll skip past that, but that was just had to get a mention, I think.
Geez, he played well that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a lot of shots on goal. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you got to get him through the 2 big ones, I think.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
What about a week in the life of a senior country footy coach? I'm sure a lot of people around football clubs know how much work goes into it, but there'll be a lot of people out there that have no idea. So what does it look like? And even in the off-season, plenty of work going into trying to secure signatures?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of that. I'm very lucky now to have Murph on board as co-coach. I can tell you, I don't think I could keep doing it on my own. It was just getting really heavy. And so he's been magnificent because he's taken over a lot of the social media, like a lot of the contact stuff with the players.
And doesn't sleep and probably...
No.
Or if he does, he sleeps with a footy, I imagine.
Exactly, yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, so he's brilliant, which has been great. But the time, you can say like we train Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then in the pre-season it was Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. So it's three days or 3 nights, and you're probably putting away, like last night, Monday, it's only an hour. Tonight is training Tuesday, and it's probably going to be 2 to 3 by the time you're in and out. Thursday is probably about 4. And then game day obviously. So me and Murph both get there for the under 18s, and last to leave pretty much. So it's a lot of contact hours, and then away from that, the messaging and the phone calls, which is all part of it, and you really enjoy it because that's one thing we're really big on is communication, clarity, everyone knowing how they're going, what their role is, what they need to do. So there's a lot of that goes on. Yeah, so in season, it'd be 20 hours easy, no worries. Simple.
And you get the footage gets cut up and sent around before a lot of the players have recovered from a night at one of the sponsors enjoying a couple of beverages. So work doesn't stop over the weekend.
Well, see, that's one of the... Murph has taken over a lot of that as well. So I used to do that. But now Murph does the clips for the players that get done. So that just I can just watch the games, which is and then just sort of plan and get to know how each player. So we're already and Jimbo and Harley and Chris Martin, they've already done the same. They're watching Shep Bears from the weekend, looking at who do we need to keep an eye on, what do they do, all that sort of stuff.
It's a dynamic like with the assistant coaches. Different personalities in there.
No, it's light-hearted. It's light-hearted at times, but it's serious when we need to be, and everyone chips in and does their bit. It's really good.
What about how's the club shaping up for the rest of the season? Good vibes around the place. You've talked about how excited you are.
Yeah, no.
Expectations, what, you putting a ladder position on it, or any aspirations for 2026?
We're shooting for the stars. If I would preferably like to finish third on the ladder, because that's the best spot. That's the A grade spot. But as I said before, we just want to win games to sit ourselves nice and pretty in the finals, and then that is when it gets fair dinkum. That is the real stuff.
Some very excited supporters around the place. So no pressure, gentlemen.
No pressure.
Any players to watch or recruits we should keep an eye on if they don't turn into Spider-Man?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so Spider-Man might be back sooner than later, which is good. We've been messaging with him, and it's a better timeline than it was probably 5 days ago.
Tom Stapleton, the new ruckman, that is.
That's him, yep. And then Xavier Damasi gets back from his overseas Pisa Pasta travel. But also, anyone who came and watched on the weekend, they would have seen how hard the boys played, how hard they ran, how clean their skill was on the ball movement. We even kicked it long, straight down the line a few times with Jeff Ward, so he'd be happy with that too. And Sharpie.
I'd love a shout-out. Just get it long, boys.
Get it long, boys. Get it into Riley Mason. Yeah.
Okay, well, we've probably asked enough questions about what's coming up this year. This is where you put your relationships on the line.
My wife, I couldn't do what I do now without my wife. All the support I get from her for the last 20-odd years coaching, it's very lucky.
And happy birthday
Happy birthday, last Thursday.
But other than your wife,
yes,
some rapid-fire questions to finish. Your favourite line around the club, so your favourite personality.
Personality. Yeah, no, well, it's very hard, and I've listened to all the others and they're all on the money. When you've been involved for 35, 6, whatever years at the club, it's very hard to nail one person down. But there's a lot of guys who've had longevity at the club, like Gary Brown's efforts, super. Kevy Kane just never goes away. He just keeps bobbing up and doing jobs.
Got the onions ready for the
Got
expo.
The onions ready. Yes, yep. So guys like that, and Tony Waite, the same, has just been in that, and Louis, they've been in there forever. That's an outstanding. It's too hard to narrow one down. You've got and the people you've already had on the podcast, they're all great. Lyons, Mardo, Jared, Pete Elliott's come and gone, John O. They're around the club all the time. And then on a Thursday night, the people that come in for a feed or just a drink and catch up, it's terrific. There's too many. I'm not singling one out.
And it's a special era, that 91 flag. So hopefully in 35 years' time, they're talking about the 26 group and all the people around the club. That'd be fantastic. And they're all still floating around.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Best player you've played with?
That's the same as well. I've played with generations. I've played with some blokes and then played with their kids.
Ooh.
Jeff Anderson and then Jake.
Right.
There's a lot. I've played with...
That's school teacher areas.
I've played with a lot, yeah. But early on, we had Mick O'Sullivan straight back from Melbourne, which is he was a class above when he came back. And then there was a little bloke who bobbed up in '92 out of the blue. And in his first game, we played at Tatura. It was one of the hottest and hardest games I've ever played in my life. Paul Cox just kicked 5 from the middle. One was off stoppage at the half-back flank. He fed it out to someone, got it back. Bloke came at him. He handballed over the top of him. He had 3 bounces and kicked a goal from 50. It was like, what do we got here? What have we got here? And then, I was like a Justin Pickering straight out of the AFL with Brendan Bauer. Like, they were guns. And then, and also, like John I've said already, and Darren Comey. They were freaks. And then Glenn Cole on his day was a machine. And then I got to play with a whole new group of blokes in the mid-2000s. Like, Sard was he was the best by a mile. He was an absolute freak. There were so many times I'd be playing in the forward line and the ball's coming in and I think, this is for me. I think, oh, that's a bit high. And I think, oh, no. And over he'd come, straight over the top. Yeah, but he was like a cat. He'd land on the ground. Blokes would just look at him. They didn't know how to grab him. And he was crazy good. And Chewy Scanlon, Shotty was there for all that time. So people always talk about Shotty as a great ruckman, but Shotty was just always there. He was just a staple of that club, of our club and of our team, where everything revolved around him. There's no way that he was the greatest player, but he was just so reliable every week. Yeah, so good. I could go on another 20 blokes out of that mid-2000s. Robbie Douglas and, there was just Matthew O'Keefe and, there's so many good players. Matty Collins, straight out of the AFL, so many good players.
And who's hardest out of that gym combo at the moment, the Ben Davey, Matt O'Keefe, Jimbo Kelly?
Not even a competition. Matthew, when he decides to go, is just get out of the way. I'll just go over this here.
I'm scared to even speak to him with a microphone this far away, so fair enough.
Yes.
Best player you've played against?
There's been a few good ones. There was early on in the 90s, there's a bloke bobbed up at Tatura. See, Tatura had blokes straight out of the AFL as well. And there was a bloke got drafted back to the AFL from Tatura, Dave Robertson. That was so strong back then. It was ridiculous. But there's a bloke, Thorpe. I think David Thorpe ended up at Fitzroy, and maybe even Carlton. He kicked 10 one day in the wet at Tad against us. And
on Marto or someone?
No, unfortunately.
Damn.
No, I think it was... I'm not going to say, because I reckon this bloke still has nightmares about him. I'm not going to say his name. But he's got his son currently plays in the seniors. And there was no one who could have stopped this guy this day. He was absolutely freakish, yeah. Scary freakish, Thorpe. But there was some great play. And then I played with another one as an under-18, he got drafted, was Anthony Mellington. He was amazingly talented for Shep Bears. Yeah, he's got some kids in the Bush Rangers now. Yeah, freakish.
What about, you might have already answered this one, the best line you've ever seen?
Ever? So I didn't... Like the other boys were saying how they watched the early 80s flags. I was a bit young for them, and Seymour was battling a bit when I was in the... I remember Peter O'Keefe was coaching when I was in the under-18s, and we were a real young team then, real young, which is what built into the 91 flag as well. They were pretty tight. We were tight, Marky Bender and Marto and all those boys. Yeah.
You're not saying Mark Bender's the best line you've ever seen?
No, he's one of the best performing lions off the field I've ever seen. Best colour of milk drinker? Is there the category?
Yeah. And its remnants.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. I can't pinpoint one. I've put all those names on all those guys. Yeah.
Yep, all right. Well, you won't lose any friendships there. This one will be interesting. Your favourite lines running around at the moment?
Oh.
Ouch.
Oh. Can't do that, can you?
Oh.
Got too many.
Anyone you'd pay your money at the gate to come see?
I'll tell you what. If you went on the weekend on Saturday, you'd be very happy with only paying $15 to get in to watch what went on the weekend. They were great to watch. Yeah.
Sell it.
I've had me. What about? There's a bloke who I forgot I've given the Coaches Award to a couple of times. He probably one of my favourites. Huey Not Slow Jones.
Oh, yeah, he's not slow.
He's not slow. The Giles boys, love them. But see, I've coached a lot of those boys when they were juniors. So Dill Cook and Nick Quigg, I coached them when they were at St Mary's. Love them. You can't not love the passion that Jack Murph plays with. Like, just love it. Yep. And then Nug Beatty. Yeah, there's too many. There's too many, mate. I love them all. They're like my kids. I told you that before.
And the Beatty boys recovered well following the weekend.
Yeah, they looked after themselves.
Yep, that's good to see.
Yes.
What about the hardest player to coach?
The hardest?
Mm.
Yeah, well, there's not really anything there that are hard to coach.
Children? They're easy to coach?
Children?
Yeah.
Tough one. Yeah.
Or employees even?
Employees, yeah, that's tough, yeah. Yeah, very hard. At the moment, no, there's none that are hard to coach. They're all so coachable because that's something we push here about being a good person. There's no one really giving us too much trouble.
They are all very well-behaved boys. That's good.
When you're looking at them. When you can't see them.
Yes.
Well,
Indeed.
Yep.
Right, well, we don't really... Oh, other than your favourite son.
Which one?
Well, that was a question.
Oh, that's a question?
Yeah. No, not going to go there either. Any final message for the Lions faithful?
For the faithful? Just get on board. We're going to have some good times. The brand of footy we're playing at the moment is exciting. And, they're playing with no fear. Everything to gain. That's what we're going for.
Superb. Well, thank you very much, Ben, and we're very lucky at Seymour to have a coach of Ben's calibre. They just don't exist in country football, and to have someone who's been so dedicated to our club over such a long period of time, we are very, very thankful. So thank you for sitting through the most painful 40 minutes of your life at the Seymour Football Netball Club, but we appreciate it and everything you do for the Lions, and we hope to have some success later on in the season. Thank you, Ben.
Ripper. Thanks, Darts. That was really good.
Go Lions.
Go Lions.